Hey there guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Vesperia HD Blind with your host, Dameol, SC. We are missing Pharaoh, apparently. Let's find out what this is about.
So after all we went through to cross the desert, we can't meet Pharaoh.
And after you've all risked your lives to help me.
Maybe it's better that we didn't find him after all.
Yeah, if we had to fight him now, we probably wouldn't make it out.
Think about it though, Pharaoh can fly. He's free to be pretty much anywhere at any time. Tracking him down will be a tall order unless he's got a lair somewhere in the area.
No one's saying that meeting him will be impossible. We might get some information if we ask around in the town. You're right. Thank you, both of you.
Man, we are really terrible at finishing these quests for Estelise. Because, I mean, she wanted us to find Pharaoh, we couldn't do that. She wanted us to... What was her original quest that she made us abandon to go find Pharaoh? I don't remember now. General Store, Polaris. Let's find out what we can get, first of all. Oh, interesting, this place has no weapons. Can it synthesize weapons? It can synthesize weapons. So, as always, I am really interested in anything that... Okay, Strength 2 he doesn't have. I can't make that. I don't have any of that stuff, so let's grab that. Can't make that. Okay, I don't have that, but I don't give two craps about any of that stuff. Why can't I make any of this? I need deer iron sand. Desir iron sand. Something. Go and grab that. And that. I already have those. And lots of stuff for her. I probably need to stop soon, because I also need to restock my normal equipment. Can I synthesize any of it? Interesting, I can. No, we're not done yet. We need to fill that up. Oh good, I thought a gold total was my total, and I was like, no, I can't, I need more. And life bottles. Ooh, did I actually use every life bottle I owned? Holy crap. So I need to start selling some of this stuff. Anything that I've already learned everything from, I could probably get rid of. Just to get my finances back up. And I know every time I do something like this, people are like, well, you know, if you just grind more, you'd have more gold. And I totally get that. And you are completely correct. If I did grind more, I would not have this many money problems. However, like I said, when I do a blind run, I don't like grinding. I want to run into situations. I don't care about that. I don't care about doing less damage. That does not help me at all. I don't care about situations in which I need, you know, I want to run into a boss at the, like, minimum level I can be and still run into the boss. So, because of that, and I'm sure people are going to yell at me, they're like, but you need that to make better items. Sorry. Okay, and I should also be able to get some lemon gels, which I desperately need. And we'll keep the rest. I won't completely, like, bankrupt myself again when I just sold basically everything I own in the game. That would be a bad thing. But yeah, so it's like, I always want to hit a boss at the minimum level I can, because that makes the battle more challenging and more fun. I don't want to grind out extra stuff so that I always have more than I would normally need. Because that's not how I enjoy myself in these games. And I'm sorry, I'm sure some of you are watching this and you're just like, but he's so weak. You know, because you really enjoy playing games in which you're having to, you know, you're massively powered, you're doing, you know, tons of damage, the numbers are massive, and you're just, you know, that's how you enjoy things, and that's fine. It's just not how I enjoy things. I really like having to work for my victories. The Colosseum, scene of countless bloody battles. It's so thrilling. I want to die in that circle. Whoa! Lady! That's my dream. Well, isn't it? It's a shame the Colosseum is so far from here. It's a good thing for you, lady. Holy crap! Your dream is to die in the Colosseum? I mean, you can have your dream to, like, you know, win the Colosseum. My father died very suddenly, and I found myself governing this village. It's not going well at all. I don't know what I would do without the sage's help. Interesting. So this actually is just two paths to get the same place. Cool. Well, this town's currently facing a terrible crisis. There's a giant monster attack. Everyone says we can accomplish anything with the sage on our side, but is it all right to believe that?
This town's weird. It's in the middle of the desert, but look at all the
I noticed that
plants.
too, Carol.
It sort of reminds me of Mantake.
Yeah, but there is something.
Well, they don't have a
different.
ready water supply that I
Really?
can see.
There may be more here than meets the eye. Maybe the truth is hidden away.
Leave it to Judith to put things into perspective.
The better the intuition, the more you see.
Hey, I have intuition.
Treasure box. You know where my priorities are. Oh, here's something.
That box.
Oh, I thought she meant the treasure box. I was like, oh, damn.
Do you know something about this box?
Launchy had it. Where did you get it?
I got it in a place where it's sitting for the last several thousand years. How do you know someone that had it?
On a ship called the Hrmmm, my lovely lady. Have you heard of it?
Of course. You know about the Hrmmm too?
I've been there.
Yes. We happened to come across it on the ocean.
Did you see Launchy?
And Launchy would be...
Launchy is my love. I'm sorry to suddenly get so
So
personal.
this girl's been alive for several thousand years?
your love. Damn it. Hey, Carol. Your turn.
Why is no one asking about the fact that this box is so old and...
You're hopeless. All that we saw was, the ship itself. Oh, I see.
Could I ask your name?
Oh, my name is Yuafan.
That's the name that was in the diary we found on the Hrmmm.
Do you know about the clear seal crystal?
They say it has the power to drive back monsters.
Wow, Rita does not seem convinced.
The sage said it was necessary to make a barrier around the town. Is that what's in the box?
We hope so.
Yes, we came to deliver this box to you.
I see.
Hey, is that the key?
Could I have the box?
Well, we are delivering it to you, so yes, you can have the box. I'm still wondering why no one's asking about...
Wow, is this the clear seal?
It's not very clear.
Looks like it.
So who's that sage you were talking about earlier?
The sage is a great Kritian who came to our town from across the desert.
Well, that doesn't really say much. You're in the middle of the desert. Anyone that comes to your town comes to it from across the desert.
A Kritian?
Well, creating a barrier is basically creating a Blastia.
Blastia? But we can make Blastia with current technology, right?
There are people who do. You saw the Blastia at Emid Hill in Cair Bakram. But I don't think that sage guy is the one who made those Blastia with messed up formulas.
I'm sorry. I don't really understand.
Yeah, it does make sense. If she's several thousand years old and she's been isolated this whole time, she wouldn't necessarily know about Blastia and all of that.
But the sage said that the clear CL crystal was needed to create the barrier. So Longchi set out to look for it. It's been 3 years since he left.
It's been 300 years since he left.
3 years, huh? You must be worried.
Wait, This sounds weird.
Yeah, this town is somehow in like a time warp. Which begs the question, huh? Because we didn't come to this town voluntarily, we got brought in. Is there something about this town that actually prevents you from being able to come, find this place if you're not brought here? Because we saw it, but someone else had to bring us here. Granted, that doesn't really mean anything because we just passed out. There's nothing to say what would happen if we tried to walk here. But it could be like a mirage and this town has some sort of natural defense against monsters. That also creates it in sort of like a time barrier warp thing.
Yeah, the stories don't match up.
You think she could have miscounted by 1,000 years?
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was 3,000 or 300. But I knew it was a lot.
How old is she anyway?
Is that sage in this town? Where does he live?
Oh, yes. He lives in the house farthest into the town.
Well, I'm glad I came back and talked to you first. That makes this town make a lot more sense, and is a lot more interesting.
I think it might be faster if we went to talk to the sage.
Yes, maybe so.
If you're going there, could you take the clear CL crystal to the sage for me?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's go.
Well, this place is certainly thought-provoking. It's a puppy! Hi, puppy. If you have a question, you should ask the sage. You can really depend on him. Not unreliable. Well, at least he actually talks instead of like, don't talk to me, go talk to the sage. I don't want to talk to you. Well, thank you so much for saving us. I want to hurry back to Montauk to see the kids. Okay, so they're here. Kids must be worried. If only they didn't come looking for us. Well, they didn't. We'll head back that way eventually. I don't know you. Stranger danger! What's back here? Nothing? Dang it. I saw these little pots off to the side and I was like, ooh, there's gonna be a thing. And it's a kitty. Kitties are awesome.
Excuse me.
Wait, you're not a sage. You're a duke.
Huh? Hey, that's... You're...
You? How have you come to this place?
What do you mean, how? We walked. As in, across the desert.
That actually kind of backs up what I was thinking before about it very well may be that you can't come here normally, and there's some sort of strange magic in place that keeps this place isolated and like out of sync with regular time, so normal people can't find it.
I see. And yet, how did you... No matter. For what reason have you come?
We're a little curious about this.
This must have cost you dearly to obtain.
Not really. The battles weren't even that hard.
Actually, it just sort of landed in our lap.
That was quite a miracle.
You're planning on making a barrier blastia, aren't you? You're free to go pretending you're a sage, but forget about making any blastia.
Rita? Based on what I've seen so far, Duke is not someone you want to go mano-a-mano with.
Who would even consider building a barrier blastia with something that's so obviously not a core?
But it is a solid mass of air. It simply lacks an inscribed formula.
Lacks an inscribed formula? What do you mean?
They are most commonly known as apatheia, of which the clear CL crystal is one example.
This is what happens. I love when this happens in real life. When someone that knows something runs into someone that really knows something. Slight side story, there's a person that works with me that is exactly like this, and is reasonably intelligent, knows a lot about a lot of things, but she thinks she knows everything about a lot of things. And every once in a while, she'll start saying stuff about other things. You know, a question will come up and she'll answer it, but she'll end up, like, at one point she was talking about, you know, some of the medical regulations, and she was talking to our center physician and trying to basically bullcrap him, and he was just not having any of it because he actually knows what the laws are. And he's like, no.
So this is an apatheia?
Also, I am not the sage.
He's the Duke.
No such being exists any longer.
I was going to wonder whether Duke was a Crystalline, because you can't really see his ears, so it could easily be that he's a Crystalline. He certainly doesn't look anything like Judith, but Judith is kind of unique.
That's a problem. We'll need to get that back from you in that case.
Neither I nor humanity have a need for such a thing.
Whoa! What are you doing? Hold on a sec.
It's the same phenomenon we saw at Cave Mock.
Oh, man. Just when I found one.
The Apatheia bring only chaos to humanity. They are better off returned to air.
So what that basically means is that the Sage wanted the clear seal crystal in order to make a barrier to keep the town from being overrun by monsters. They couldn't get it, and Duke somehow came along, presumably Duke came along, and created this, like, time vortex thing. But, you know, and so but I wonder what he means by the Apatheia only bring chaos to humanity.
Return to air? Is that really all you did just now?
It's still no reason to go smashing other people's things.
Wasn't the clear seal crystal, the Apatheia, needed to save this town from the monsters?
Well, no, like we just talked about, it already is safe from monsters, or there would be monsters here.
This town has no use for a barrier, and no need to be
Okay, that
saved.
second part is super, super creepy.
This place has been granted everlasting calm.
Okay, that makes it better.
Come to mention it, it is pretty quiet here.
But still, there are monsters like Pharaoh nearby.
How do you know of Pharaoh?
Poor Duke, he's like, you know way too much about way too many. Stop.
I'd ask you the same thing. You seem to know about him yourself.
Duke does not answer questions.
Please, tell us what you know. Pharaoh referred to me as a poison.
I see.
You know something, don't you?
Duke probably knows everything. Duke is very much coming off to me like the Wesker of this game. Not necessarily like main antagonist, but just someone that in the shadows knows basically everything that's going on and just shows up from time to time in order to facilitate or muddy the plot, one of the two.
There is a being in this world who possesses a power the Entelikeia despise.
What the hell is the Entelikeia?
You mean me?
This being is known as the Child of the Full Moon.
Holy crap, that's Legend of Goon. The freaking Moon Child. Estelle's going to destroy the world.
Child of the full moon. Like in the legend. By Entelikeia, you mean Pharaoh?
That is correct.
But what would the Entelikeia have against me? Against a child of the full moon? What is this power the child of the full moon possesses that they despise?
That answer lies only within the hearts of the Entelikeia themselves.
Which means I've got no choice but to find Pharaoh and ask him myself.
Estelle, I appreciate your moxie, but if I found out, hey, yo, there's this group of people that freaking hate you and want you to die, I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna go talk to them. No, I'm going to avoid them.
Do not be foolish. Meeting Pharaoh would end only in the death of the Child of the Full Moon.
That's exactly what I was saying, Duke. Duke's smart. I like Duke.
But... Estelle, give it a rest.
Hey, Regay, Jaeger from Ruinsgate talked about the Entelikeia earlier, didn't he?
Something about them being the ancient race that built Nordopolica.
So Pharaoh built Nordopolica? That doesn't seem possible.
Take your leave. There's nothing more for you here.
Wait, there's something I want to ask you too. What were you doing at that Air Krene? Just who are you? What is that sword of yours?
Those matters exceed your comprehension.
He's like a dragon or something, isn't he?
Do not ask of them again. Go. I have nothing more
Actually,
to
I
say.
wonder if he is Pharaoh. Huh.
Where do you get off?
Rita.
Duke may have been the one that saved us in the desert.
I doubt it, because he wouldn't be like, how did you get here? If he was the one that saved us. Although, that look that Judith gave him right at the end of the scene really makes me wonder whether or not, is it possible that Duke is Baul? I mean, I'm convinced that Duke is someone else in this story. I just don't know who.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go and thank him.
Hold up. He doesn't seem the type to do something like that.
You don't think so?
No, he didn't know how he got here.
Just a hunch. You said that child of the full moon he mentioned was the sister of brave Vesperia, right?
Yeah. Goddess who bathes this world in her golden light, you are named child of the full
Wow,
moon.
Estelle, you're a goddess.
Your brother, brave Vesperia, watches over us from the skies. You remain bound to your mother, the earth, and will shelter her with your unceasing protection.
Is there like a hidden meaning in there?
I'm not sure, but maybe it's more than just an old legend.
Remaining to protect the Earth, huh?
Could protecting the Earth have anything to do with ruling over this world?
You mean like becoming the Emperor? If Estelle is the child of the full moon, that would add up.
Which means all the previous emperors would have been on Pharaoh's hit list.
I've never heard of anything like that.
Shouldn't we be thinking more about what to do next?
Possibly.
I'm gonna stay here. There are things I've got to investigate.
Investigate?
Yeah. Rita, you've said that like 4 times. Then Estelle says she's going, you're like, okay, I'm coming too.
Clear seal crystals, apatheia, all kinds of things. Honestly, I have a few bones to pick with Mr. Warm and Fuzzy over there. If you're all going back, we'll have to say our goodbyes here.
But
Oh, that's too bad. I don't imagine the desert will be much fun on your own, but good luck.
Oh, that's right. I can't go anywhere without crossing that desert.
Learn to teleport.
We can afford to take a load off while she's checking things out, can't we? I'm pretty interested in Apatheia myself.
Interesting. I wonder why. Why would Raven care?
Yeah. Besides, we should make sure we're ready before heading back into the desert. Why don't we head back tomorrow? Rita, think you can tie up your loose ends in a day?
Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay then, we'll meet up near the exit tomorrow morning.
Right. See you then.
Now for another game of Let's Talk to Everybody. First of all, can I talk to Duke again? Or is he going to kick me just straight out? I have nothing left to say to you. What about to me? Talk to me. I'm important. Talk to me. Oh. You're not going to follow him? What's the point? He's not going to talk to me. So, this was a complete waste of time. Well, I wouldn't go that far. Apatheia. When the Hrmmm went berserk, Jaeger was carrying this box. This box would mess up my magic. You think Apatheia is what causing the Hrmmm to go out of control? Judging from the evidence, it could be a valid hypothesis. So, when the Blastia and Heliord was going out of control, you think there was an Apatheia nearby? Oh man, this is getting confusing. I'm still not entirely sure what an Apatheia is, except that it's a mass of air that has like special formula inscribed on it. And the Hrmmm Cave Mock too. There may have been. Otherwise, it may have been Apatheia has been damaging the whole world's Hrmmm little by little. And a large distortion just happened to appear then. I wonder if Duke's sword is an Apatheia. Because it does seem like a large red mass that could theoretically be air, and there does seem to be things like etched on it. I see. It's really nothing more than a guess, but it could be right. You don't sound very sure of yourself. In science, you continually make hypotheses and then test them. You get closer and closer to the truth. That's just how it is. Huh. Well, okay. Maybe I can do something with this after all. What are you gonna do? The next stop after hypothesis is testing it. Scientific method with Rita. Is that all you have to say? Well, now I see why everyone was like, dude, there's all other scenes with the Duke you should see. And I was like, Duke doesn't really seem that interesting of a character, but now that I see this, yeah, I can see why the extra scenes with Duke are important. And I'm sorry I missed them. Little kid. I'll go down this path first, then come up the other one. Don't want to talk to you. Hey, Raven. Hey, old man. You can feel free to go ahead to Nordopolica. Hey there, youngin'. What, you want to get rid of me so soon? Wrong. I just don't want you to miss the new moon and your chance to deliver the letter, all on our account. Honestly, I would do fine without your concern. Wrong again. If brave Vesperia gets in the way of Altock's work, we'd be apologizing to the Dawn for eternity. What? You're too young to bother yourself with such fluff. It's a matter of brave Vesperia being trustworthy. See what I mean? We've still got time left till the new moon. We'll be fine. You sure? Anyway, I'm about to go through the desert in that cave by myself. If I got killed by some monster on the way there, not only would the letter not get delivered, but brave Vesperia certainly wouldn't look very trustworthy if potential clients did, would they? Well, in that case, we'll collect your bones in a letter and deliver them as promised. Oh, how kind of you. Wait, hey! Anyway, just so long as you won't go blaming me if you don't manage to deliver it on time. No problem. I don't quite have his voice. I sort of lost his voice. There's Estelle and Rapide. Is there someone up here on this little pavilion thing? Doesn't look like it from here. Nope, Carol's up here. We weren't able to find Pharaoh after all. Yeah, first job as guild was an egregious failure. What do you think? Should we go back to Dungrest? That might be best. Would you be okay with that, Yuri? And what about Estelle? I'd be fine with it. As for Estelle, I'll leave that answer up to her. Alright. This sure is a serene little town. Huh? Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? No guilds, no empire. It's a little strange. Yeah, but I think it's relaxing. Yeah? But even so, I prefer Dungrest. That's how everyone is. Everyone prefers the place where they grew up. You too, Yuri? Well, yeah, sure. But if we're going to work together in Vesperia, we'll have to decide on a single place for our home base. We could always make someplace new, you know. Someplace new? Yeah, you know, everyone thinks of Dungrest as the Union City, but it's really Altos City. It could be like that. Brave Vesperia could make its own city. Brave Vesperia's own city? Yeah, I like that idea! Well, either way, we've got a lot of jobs as a guild ahead of us before we can be thinking about things like that. Yeah! Now that you mention it, Nordopolica is Pastoral City, isn't it? Yeah, and if you think of it that way, Nordopolica is more of a guild city than Dungrest, even. Yeah, and Bellius rules that city too. Nordopolica, huh? Leader of the city, deuce of a guild. I wonder what sort of person Bellius is. She's a vampire. Alright, now back here to talk to Estelle. And it looked like Rapide was also there. So, you weren't able to meet Pharaoh after all. But I learned about some very important things. The child of the full moon and the Intelexia. But the only thing we learned was what those words mean. As for the reason Pharaoh's trying to kill you, seems we won't know unless we go ask him directly. But you heard what he was saying. If I go to get Pharaoh, he'll just wipe me out. Well, it looks like we'll never know the truth then. At least not until we're a lot stronger. After all this, it's like I'm being told that I should just give up. No way. Maybe. Huh? Maybe what I'm trying to figure out isn't really that important to know after all. What do you mean? If I'd never met you, Yuri, I just kept living my life in the castle. I would have lived without ever knowing about the Child of the Full Moon, or the Intelexia, or any of that. So, maybe I could just go on living without knowing why Pharaoh wants me dead. So you're saying is we should just go back to the capital? I think that's definitely an option. If that's what you want to do, I won't stop you. Yuri. Our contract with you is null and void at this point, after all. That's true. It's just, I don't really like hypothetical situations. They're not real life. And I'm not too good at pretending to forget things that I already know. If you can do that, then I don't have any problem with it. But can you? Then I can't do it either. But I have no idea what I should do in this sort of situation. You want to know the truth, but don't know what to do? That'd be a good summary for your situation, right? Yeah? Gotcha. What about you, Rapide? Ruff! Good job, Rapide. Okay, so I got Carol. So everyone except for... What's-her-butt. I always run into her trying to leave the city. You're always out walking around, aren't you? Yeah, I guess I'm a pretty restless person. That's unexpected. You seem to have some problem staying put yourself. I'm pretty restless myself. That was two myselves in two sentences. Bad writers. That's not so unexpected, actually. Maybe it's the Wanderlust coming back to me from when I used to fly around on Dameol all the time. Yeah, back when you were wearing that weird white armor. Yeah. Are you gonna go look for Pharaoh by yourself? Nah. Oh, then where were you planning on going? Oh, only for a walk. I was actually looking for you because I always find you at the exits to cities. Oh, I see. Doesn't it seem like we've been beaten this way a lot recently? No, it must be your imagination. So does that mean that we move on tomorrow? But if we do, we'll have to move on next episode, because it's time to save. Save complete. Alright, and I will see you all next time for when we go back into the desert and possibly back to the capital, although it sounds like we're not going back to the capital, because Estelle said she couldn't just forget about what she knows. But I'm really not sure where we're going to be going. So, whatevers. Well, I will see you all next time. Thank you very much for tuning in.